is Desola. I'm a fashion designer and you are welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daisy's Wardrobe. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an existing subscriber, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you've seen my videos before and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And put on the notification bell so that you'll know when I put up a new video. And thank you to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching my videos. And to all my existing subscribers, thank you very much for watching my videos as well. So an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for 10 years. Here on my channel, I talk about fashion business, being a fashion designer, all things fashion, and sometimes I talk about my life. So in today's video, I'll be talking about dealing with competition and comparison as a fashion designer. So like I said, I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for 10 years. And the 10 years I've been in business, I have made African-inspired clothing and I've sold them for the past 10 years. Initially, when I first started my business, in the first few months of my business, I used to do custom orders for people. Later on, I realized that it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And so I moved fully and completely into doing ready-to-wear. And what is ready-to-wear? I have a previous video where I talk about what that is. I don't want to talk about that in this video. What I want to talk about in this video is how I dealt with competition and comparison as a fashion designer. And this was a struggle for me for a very, very, very long time. And I want to believe there are a lot of people out there who are also having these same struggles and these same challenges. So in the next couple of videos that I'm going to be recording, I will be talking about some of the internal challenges I faced as a fashion designer, and I still face some of them today, even though as I grew and matured in the business, some of them fizzled out and it wasn't really an issue for me anymore. So the clothes that I make, I use mainly and mostly African prints. And African prints, I'm talking about Ankara. I've used Ankara to make all the clothing that I sell for the past 10 years. And when I first started, using African prints to make clothing, it wasn't really looked at, very highly, because then people looked down on African prints a lot. Especially when I was just starting out, I was still very new, very young, very fresh. I didn't really know a lot. You find people, who come in contact with your work, and because it's African print, they have some really, really derogatory remarks, and it wasn't really good. It wasn't really very nice. So back then, when you say you're a fashion designer and you're making African prints, Ankara, ready to wear, people will look at you funny. Initially, I used to think it was all in my head, but after a while, I knew it wasn't in my head. I knew I wasn't going crazy. People have certain expectations. When you say you're a fashion designer back then, people had certain expectations of you. Unlike now that everybody says I'm a fashion designer, everybody and anybody is a fashion designer. But then when you say you're a fashion designer, people have certain expectations. And when that expectation is not met, when you meet them for the first time, their attitude towards you kind of like changes. And you on the other end, you're like, okay. And then you're trying so hard to please people, basically. You're trying so hard to put on this image of yourself, of your work, that isn't actually it, if you understand what I'm trying to say. But later on, I had to realize that this is not me. This is not what I want to do. What I want to do is African print. What I enjoy doing is African print. Why do I like African print? I love African prints because they're so vibrant. They're very colorful. I love colors. Anyone that comes in contact with me will know that I'm a very colorful person. I love colors. I love colors in everything. I'm at home when I'm doing my African print. So I had to learn to be true to myself, be true to what I do, and accept it as it is. And anyone who is not okay with it, who was not okay with it, and who is still not okay with it or comfortable with it, that's fine, as long as I'm true to myself and I'm happy with what I'm doing. Are you enjoying my video? Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. You know, like I said, people had this expectation. They want you to have these fabric that are not African print, other kinds of fabric. People have certain expectations that when you're a fashion designer, you should use all this fabric, this luxurious kind of fabric, these kind of certain kind of fabric to make your clothes so that they have this type of look, you know, this type of aesthetic. I'm not even gonna lie, there were so many times, not even once, not twice, I would deviate from African print. I'll say, okay, I'm still doing my African print, but let me just go and get these fabrics, these kind of fabrics, and make these kinds of things so that, you know, people would accept me more or accept my business more. Scratch that. As in, when I put out my African print on my rack to be sold, people buy them. It goes. But just because I was trying to keep up with the Joneses, or I don't even know whatever it was, I bought these fabrics that were not African print, and I would make these clothes and I'll put them with the African print so that people will say, okay, she's doing something else apart from African print. Because you'd see some people, then they will come into my store and they'll be like, oh, you only sell Ankara. I don't really like Ankara. I'm not really a fan of Ankara. All right, thank you, bye. And I don't know, it didn't sit well with me. You know, for someone to just come into my store and just say, oh no, I don't like Ankara, and then they have this look on their face. So not once, not twice, not 3 times, it was quite often. And so I'll buy these fabric and then I'll mix them, you know, with my other African print dresses. But every time I noticed that those clothes will be there, nobody will buy them. But the African print, they will go. People will come, they will buy. Those other fabric, they will leave it there. I don't know why. I don't know. But these other fabric, when other designers use them, they get to sell them and sell them very well. But for me, when I make them, it doesn't move. But when I make my African print, they love them. They like it. When they even say, come to my sister, Isola, do you have new things? Or do you have new stuff? I'll be like, oh yes, I do. I have new stuff. When they come, where are they? Oh, these ones. I kind of like made new designs. They're not Ankara. They'll be like, what I wanted was Ankara. And then it was at that point I started to realize that, you know, people appreciated my work for my Ankara clothing, not necessarily my other kind of fabric. So I had to learn to be true to myself, accept it as it is, because I was making more money selling my African print than I was selling other fabric. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you have to do African print. What I'm trying to say is that you have to do what works for you. You have to do what is true to you. That is the only way you can find true fulfillment and true happiness. The thing is, it's good to step out of the box every now and then or every once in a while. But you need to find what is true to you. You can't do what everybody is doing, because what everybody is doing may not necessarily work for you. What everybody is doing may not necessarily be what is okay for you. Because if you're doing everything everybody is doing, sometimes you find out that you're stretching yourself in ways that you cannot afford to stretch yourself. Sometimes you're finding yourself to burn out a lot more. You're finding yourself exhausted. And when I say exhausted, I mean mentally exhausted, because your mind, your thoughts are on overdrive. When I first started, people used to ask me questions like, can you do this? Do you think you can do this business? because I came from a corporate background, and people were like, are you sure you can do it? Can you really do it? You know, and some of them will go behind my back, they will say things, and these are people that, you know, I loved and cared about. They'll say all kinds of things, and you know, sometimes it came back to me, and when I hear them, I'm not very happy. Some of you make unkind comments about the clothes that I was making, but the thing was, every time it came back to me, it felt like it was very unkind. Number one, I didn't like it, and it was hurtful knowing the people that it came from, and knowing that, you know, people that are supposed to support you are not necessarily supporting you behind your back. It's not very nice. But the thing is, this was like fuel for me, because I always thought to myself that I left my job, I left earning consistent income every single month to come to do this business that I don't know if it's going to work out or not. It's a gamble. Whatever it takes, I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to prove everybody wrong, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this business successful. And that's how I use all the negative comments from people to fuel my determination and my motivation to succeed in my business. And years down the line, when things started taking shape and the business is doing good, all of a sudden, these people who have said things about you, they want a piece of your work. Are you enjoying my video? Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. At that point in time, it brings joy to my heart, because I know that I have improved. Whatever they said, whether it was right or whether it was wrong, they want a piece of my work now, then I know I'm doing something right. So it makes me happy. Another thing is that as a fashion designer, the tendency is there to compare your work to other people's work. As in, don't do it. There's no need. Don't do it. You're going to frustrate yourself. There's this proverb in my language that says, where a person's strengths, abilities, and capabilities, where it ends. That is at that point where it ends. It's at that point that another person's strengths, abilities, capabilities starts from. So which means that other person's strengths are higher. So comparing yourself to other fashion designers is not really the way to go. If you're comparing yourself in terms of, okay, competition, you know, marketing strategy, you know, and all these kind of things to move the business forward, it's a different case. But if you're comparing your work, who has better designs, who has nicer styles, who has more customers, who has, honestly, you're running yourself down a deep hole. Because the thing is, fashion business is very competitive. The fashion industry is very competitive, and there are so many players. How many people do you want to compete with? So my advice would be that identify what your strengths are, work on it and build on it, and continue to try and make yourself better every single day. Be open to learning new things, learning new ways, other than looking at what this person is doing, what that person is doing, what that person is doing, because that's the only way to really maintain your sanity. It's a crazy world out here, and at the same time, it can be very fulfilling and rewarding if you have an idea of what you want and what you want to achieve. Being a fashion designer, you need to be confident in yourself. You need to be confident in your work. You need to be very, very self-aware, because that is one of the biggest skills that can hold you mentally and emotionally. You need to be very confident and very self-aware. You know, not everybody is born confident, and not everybody is, even if you are born confident, not everybody has that confidence in their work, even if they do very good work. There's some people that they do very good work, but because they are so deep into the process, deep into whatever it is that they're doing, they can't realize or see how good their work is. So they think their work is not that good, and they lose their confidence in their self or in their work, whichever way, or even both. The thing is, sometimes you need to take a break, you need to step out of yourself and analyze and assess what it is that you're doing. How good is it? And appreciate your effort, appreciate your work, appreciate everything that you are doing and achieving. For me, I always celebrate everything. And when I mean celebrate, I don't mean, you know, throw a party or whatever. When I celebrate my little achievements, my little mini successes. I learn to celebrate and acknowledge myself. It's very good for mental health. I celebrate my little wins, my little successes, because these are the things that will keep you going. These are the things that will motivate you, because everybody, regardless of whoever it is you are, regardless of however old you are or however young you are, everybody needs encouragement. Everybody needs to be encouraged at some point in time. But the unfortunate thing is that not everybody is going to encourage you. Some people may not even have anybody to encourage them at all. But you need to learn to encourage yourself. You need to learn to give yourself that tap on the back and say, well done. You've done very, very well. You don't need to always wait for other people to encourage you, compliment you, tell you that, oh, your work is very good. Because the thing is that if you always wait for that, your validation will always come from other people. It will not come from you. And you need to be in a space where your validation comes from you. And finally, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself and stay in your lane. Let people know you for something. What is it as a fashion designer do people know you for? What is it that people like about you as a designer? Stay in your lane. Don't try to do what everybody is doing because you want to win the hearts of everybody. You can't win the hearts of everybody. You can only win the ones that are for you. And the ones that are for you, they will definitely gravitate towards you. Social media has made it so easy nowadays. If you put your work out there, the people that would see and appreciate your work, they will gravitate towards you and they will come for you, other than trying to win the hearts of everybody. Everybody cannot be for you, the same way you can't be for everybody. So believe in yourself and keep on pushing. My video for today is done. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.